That was the White House economic advisor Larry Kudlow when we spoke on the North Lawn of the White House earlier this morning. Let's get reaction now from the former Reagan economic advisor Art Laffer. Hi, Art.
How are you, Blake? How's it going?
Doing all right. From the White House to here, I'm living good. So what do you make of all of that? Where do you think things stand right now?
I love the way Larry Kudlow was so respectful of our president, because it is true that Trump does make the final decision. Now, I spent a lot of time with Larry last Wednesday in the White House, and, you know, he was less optimistic than he appears to be today. So I am very uplifted by the discussions, and Larry is not one to hyperventilate and to exaggerate results. When Larry says something, it's doable, it's viable, it's sterling all the way through. And so Larry's optimism, guarded optimism, I find very helpful, very good for the country, and it's shown in the market today. I think Larry's as good as anyone on this issue.
To me, it seems like this all breaks down to this 90-day window. What happens over the next 90 days? It almost feels like if the China trade deal is the Super Bowl of trade deals, it's like they made it to the first round of the playoffs. They're kind of there, but still a way to go. Is that not right?
Yes, I think that is true. But, I mean, honestly, China is the Super Bowl of trade deals. Without China, there is no Walmart. Without Walmart, there is no middle class or lower class prosperity. We need China desperately for trade. And, by the way, they need us desperately for markets and for trade as well. It's a mutual relationship where both countries can benefit enormously from expanded trade. And they're going in the right direction, dropping tariffs, dropping the stealing of intellectual property, dropping all of this stuff. And I can't think of a better set of negotiators than Mnuchin and Larry sitting down there with Trump as the leader in that negotiation. I am very excited about what's happening.
I said in our interview there the president's tariffs on auto tweets this morning. He actually sent it late last night regardess.
Yes.
Do you think
to zero, wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, you know,
what do you think it'll go to, though? I mean, do you think there's going to be movement on that? Because the Treasury Secretary this morning called it a big opportunity, and Larry Kudlow was saying, hey, the clock is ticking, but it doesn't seem like they're there just yet.
Well, it's not just yet. But, Blake, don't be pessimistic on this one. I mean, they have made a huge progress in the negotiation, even to get it as far as it is today. I was one of the first team to ever go to China in modern times. I went in October of 1970 with George Shultz and John Ehrlichman on the pre-Kissinger trip. And China is not easy to deal with. China is a very difficult country, a very proud country. But when you get Xi and the president meeting together and talking the way they did, and if you heard Larry say that Xi was on top of all the specific issues, completely on top of them, and you know Trump is superly on top of them as well. When that happens, it's really time for optimism and hopes for the future. I am very excited about what's going to happen, and I really love it that our team is the team that's doing this.
Art, real quick, the 90-day window starts January 1st, so let's call it April 1st. On April 1st, where do you think things stand? Do you think there's going to be major structural changes between now and then?
That's an unfortunate day being April 1st, isn't it? No, I think we'll have a lot of changes by then. I think we will be much more solid ground by April 1st, and I think the 90-day is an exaggerated window, not the outer limit for just things to begin.
Art Laffer, we have to leave it there. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Blake.
All right, coming up, spend less on the military, perhaps. That's the suggestion.